How's it going, guys? CC Chaos here, and today I had a good chance to play Battlefield Hardline, the new open beta available on the PlayStation Store, and I have to say it is quite an improvement over the closed beta that was released around July, and it's really a lot better. The gunplay feels a lot smoother, a lot more closer towards Battlefield 4's gunplay, and it does have some interesting new modes that you're able to play, like Hot Wire and Heist, which was in the closed beta. They also put a large conquest mode, which is standard. It's in Battlefield 4, and either way though, but Hot Wire, quite an interesting mode. Basically, in case you weren't aware of it, how this game mode is played is there's cops and there's robbers, right? The robbers are trying to get the cars and they're trying to keep them as long as they can and get points. And the cops are trying to kill them and keep them so they can get points. And so it kind of just goes like that. And it lasts about 20 minutes or so. As you see, the clock down there only has like 18 minutes left. But it has some extremely intense gameplay. As you see, in a couple minutes, like maybe in a minute or so here, I'm gonna be in some muscle car, and I'm gonna be battling with some other enemy car, me and some random, and it's gonna be pretty interesting. I think it's coming up right now, but well, yeah, it's quite interesting. I did die quite often, and I didn't want you guys to get shitty gameplay of like 15 seconds of just the loading of like the screen, so I cut that out just to show you guys the pure gameplay of how this game runs and how it just looks, and it looks quite impressive. Sadly, the only map they had for, or one of the map I got into, recorded the gameplay, was in, one of the maps it was in the closed beta. But, either way, as you see here, I'm getting this battle with this guy. Either way, though, this game is pretty good. I have to say, it's pretty good, but, it is, though, a lot harder to get weapons and gadgets than it was in the old, or in the closed beta, which I'm glad for, because if it was way too easy. One game you can get like half the stuff you needed, or most of the stuff you wanted in like one sitting, and that was just ridiculously easy. But as you see here, I have a Uzi, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have the camos in the closed beta, and they changed up the entire menus. Like now it's just completely different. It's like in cubicles, and it's a lot more organized, but it's a little bit more confusing, personally, because I'm used to the Battlefield 4, the Battlefield 4 one, how the menus are all set up, and it's a little bit different, and it's a little confusing at first, but once you start getting the gist of it, and they separate the characters from the robber and the cop so that you can pick, like each one is different. So like this Uzi, I wouldn't have it for the cop, I would only have it for the robber, and that's alright and all, but that kind of sucks, because since guns are so expensive and money is kind of hard to get, you have to play a good amount of time, like I would say at least like 4 to 5 hours to get at least 20,000, and that's if you're doing good. You might have those one games where you just do terrible and you get only like 1,000 points, which isn't very good. But if you need to get a lot of points, a good ring to recommend is Carjack, or what's it called? Hot Wire, which is the game mode that I'm playing over in this gameplay, and that game mode gives you a lot of points, and because when you're holding down the car, you get points, and that really does help you out. But either way, it's still really hard. But I'm glad. I'm not gonna complain about that, because if it was too easy, then it'd be you get bored of it in the first hour or two. 3 hours tops if you're playing with friends. It get boring because everyone already has all good guns. But as another problem, because I jumped on the game kind of late, so there's a bunch of level 30s and 20s that all had like the same two guns, like they had like the AKs, right? And of course it was the most accurate in the beta, at least, because there's not that many guns. And they also had like just a bunch of using the same guns, which is a real shame, because you don't get a good because they do have a lot of guns available for a beta.